guys, welcome to Inside the NFL Today. My name is Damon, and today we're doing day 3 of the Combine. Today I'm just going to be doing the D-line because that was the biggest part of the day. I'll do the middle linebackers another part of the day, but this is going to be including a lot of the outside linebackers because they are rush linebackers. So D-line and outside rush linebackers. So to start out with this group, I want to just make the overview that this group was very disappointing in my opinion. But right before I watched the Combine, I had this group rated, in my mind, going into it as the second best group overall position-wise. O-line being the best group in the draft. I think they have the best talent, and D-line being the second best group. They extremely disappointed me today. I actually had school today, and I had to record the Combine because it was on at 8 a.m. Got home, watched some of the Combine after I did homework, and they were just bad. If you didn't get to watch the Combine, a summary is basically a lot of them disappointed. I wanted to see flashy 40 times. I wanted to see really good bench press amounts, reps, and I didn't see much of that. There weren't many guys that really flashed me. There were a few in particular that I'll talk about later, but for the most part, a huge amount of guys disappointed me. I had this group rated one of the highest. I had Demontre Moore in there, Star Lutulelli, and a whole bunch of other guys who were really high. Star Lutulelli didn't work out, but there were a whole bunch of guys I rated really high in my draft. And they really disappointed me because they came out today and did pretty much nothing. They really disappointed me on their 40 times and really disappointed me on reps. And on the position drills, I watched them closely. They weren't good either. So I'm wondering what happened to this group because as a whole they extremely disappointed me, and I was actually really looking forward to this draft with the D-Linemen. So I don't know what happened. So going on from that, even though everybody was disappointing, the one guy that disappointed me the most was Demontre Moore. He was the defensive end out of Texas A&M, if you don't remember, who replaced Von Miller, and he was kind of their joker player. And their joker play at Texas A&M, and if you don't know what that is, they can put him at outside linebacker, they can put him at defensive end. He kind of does a lot of things around the field with rushing the quarterback. He's a special guy on their team. He filled in for Von Miller. He did a really good job this year. He got a good amount of sacks, got a good amount of tackles, got a good amount of stats. But coming to the Combine, I had known he had a hamstring injury, which may have factored into his bad 40 time. But I was really disappointed with his reps. He had the lowest, you hear me again, lowest bench reps with 225 pounds at only 12 reps. What kind of, I don't know what happened. It leaves me questions asking what kind of work ethic is he? Well, I know in an interview afterwards he said he was doing a lot more in practice, but I don't know what this guy is doing. If he can only do 12 on the bench when it's clutch time to clutch it and get your most you've ever done, or equal to what you're benching and workouts, I don't know what he's doing. 12 reps is not acceptable, and this guy will not go in my first round mock draft for that single reason unless he can make it up with some other reason. He had a bad bench reps, and then he went into the 40 time and got a 4.95. In the NFL these days, you have to either have quick speed as a defensive end or outside linebacker, or you have to have really, really good strength. He had neither of those. He had really bad skills in both, and I was left wondering why this guy is even in the top 5 of most guys' boards. When I was watching him move around, he didn't even exhibit good footwork, and this guy was really bad. So this is, in my mind, the first draft bust I've seen, and unless he can turn it around in his pro day, which I'll be watching closely, this guy's going to be a bust, and I'm going to say sorry to whatever team drafts him because I think he's going to be a wasted pick, whether it's the first, second, or third round. I don't think he's worth it. Maybe 4th round, maybe 3rd round. I just said not 3rd round, but I don't know. He's not worth the first 2 rounds to me. Now to go on to the positives. This day wasn't all bad. I did see one guy, or a few guys, I actually really, really liked. The guy that actually impressed me the most is Sheriff Floyd, defensive tackle out of Florida University. He played defensive end in college and defensive tackle. I think he'd be better suited for defensive tackle, but he could go defensive end too. It really doesn't matter. He had a really quick 40 time for his size, And you guys have to watch the position drills. The reason I don't put any highlights in these videos is I'm not allowed to make money about them, and it's not right for me to put highlights in these about the players. So I would put them in, but I really can't. But if you go watch some of the precision drills from the combine, this guy was amazing. He had quick feet. He got in and out of his breaks really, really quick. They do different drills like with the cones and stuff, and he was always like right around the edge of the cones. He cut his corners tight, and for a guy of his size, he was amazing. Remember his name, Sheriff Floyd, because I think he is the best defensive lineman in this draft. I'm going to say it again, best defensive lineman in the draft. So keep this guy on your draft boards. He's going to go high in my mock draft after today because I was blown away by him. He's going to be a guy that I'm going to watch closely because I really like him, and I hope he continues to do well. And other than that, among the other guys I was impressed with, Dion Jordan. He has a really good athleticism, but everybody kind of knew that. Mike Mayock was pretty impressed with him, and so I'm not going to go into too much about him, but basically he's this freakishly athletic dude who's really fast. He needs to kind of work on his weight, add some weight to himself, but other than that, he's probably going to be a great guy in the NFL the next few years. So Dion Jordan, I think, is a seal for a top 20 pick, if not top 10 or 15 pick. And back to Sheriff Floyd, he's the other guy I was impressed with, and Margus Hunt was the third guy I was impressed with. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about Margus Hunt because he was just a guy who I saw who was not bad compared to everybody else. He actually looked good in some of his drills. He was quick with the feet, and he had really agile movements, which you like to see out of a defensive lineman. So, in all, the guy who impressed me the most and actually raised his draft status was Sheriff Floyd, defensive tackle out of Florida, who I'd really like to see. I mean, he could go to the Colts, and I would be totally happy with that. But he was the only one who really impressed me and raised his draft spot on my board. So that's it for today. I didn't really have a lot to say because the defensive line depressed me so much when I was watching these drills because these guys are normally my favorites. But yeah, I mean, I don't have much more to say. They depressed me a lot. There were only three guys: Dion Jordan, Sheriff Floyd, and Margus Hunt, who I really thought actually did well. I'll be talking about linebackers who are going to be permanent linebackers and not have any chance of being D-line soon. And we're going to go over quarterbacks in a few days. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked the video. Please rate, comment, and subscribe if you liked it. And watch for the next Combine video. Thanks for watching, guys.